A truck pulls up to a quarantine checkpoint and is immediately sprayed down by a decontamination crew. When the driver asks what's going on, he's told there was a small leak in the biotech district, but it's under control. He continues driving, and while reaching for his phone, hits something on the road. Stepping out, he finds a dead deer. After checking that his truck has no damage, he leaves the deer and drives off. Once alone, the animal twitches and suddenly comes back to life. Elsewhere, Seok-woo is at the office, talking to a client about selling stocks. While on the call, he browses news about unexplained fish deaths in a reservoir. His assistant enters, and Seok-woo instructs him to sell off all shares linked to the affected company. Later, he argues with his ex-wife over the phone while parked, discussing travel plans for their daughter Soo-an's birthday. The girl wants to visit her mother, but Seok-woo doesn't want her traveling alone. He arrives home and is greeted by his mother. In Soo-an's room, he finds her talking to her mom, claiming she can take the train by herself. She hangs up when she sees him. Seok-woo sits with Soo-an and asks her to wait a week so he can take her to Busan himself. He gives her an early birthday gift, but she already owns the same item. When he asks what else she wants, she says she just wants to see her mom. She insists she can travel alone so he won't be inconvenienced. Later, Seok-woo's mother urges him to talk things over with his ex-wife when he goes to Busan. He says work is too demanding, but she reminds him that Soo-an's needs are just as important. She leaves him with a video camera containing footage from a school recital he missed. Watching it, Seok-woo realizes how much he's let his daughter down and decides to take her to Busan himself. While driving, Seok-woo talks to Soo-an about her recital. He nearly crashes into an ambulance and quickly stops the car. They watch as a full convoy of emergency vehicles passes by. Soo-an notices soot falling from the sky, and flames are reflected in the car's window. At the train station, the KTX to Busan is preparing for departure. The conductor enters his cabin, and the attendants begin final checks. A baseball team boards the train, followed by one of their cheerleaders. In-gil offers food to her sister Yeon-gil, just as Seok-woo and Soo-an board. Seok-woo calls his office and says he'll be back by lunchtime. Before the doors close, a girl with an injured leg runs on board. As the train departs, Soo-an sees a man attacking a station worker outside. The injured girl hides in a car, her leg showing a clear bite wound. Dong-seok informs an attendant about a suspicious man who entered the train and locked himself in a bathroom. Soo-an, curious, checks on the situation. Inside, the man repeats that everyone is dead, but the attendant can't understand him and urges him to come out. The bitten girl stumbles through the train unnoticed and collapses. Soo-an heads to the bathroom but is redirected by Sang-ho, who's guarding the door for his wife. She's told to use the next car's facilities. A female attendant discovers the collapsed girl convulsing and calls for medical help. Seok-woo wakes up to a call from his assistant, who warns him something is happening across the country. Seok-woo hangs up and starts looking for Soo-an. Nearby, passengers watch chaotic news footage on TV. The bitten girl stands up, now a zombie. She attacks the attendant who tried to help her. As they enter the next car, she bites the attendant in front of the passengers. Soo-an hides in a toilet. The zombie continues attacking, and the infected attendant quickly turns. The baseball team is attacked next. The chief attendant tries to respond, but the infection spreads rapidly. He tells passengers to run. Seok-woo continues searching for Soo-an, but pauses when he sees commotion in the next car. Soo-an hears the screams. People start fleeing in all directions. Seok-woo watches as the zombie attendant bites the chief, who turns within seconds. Soo-an appears behind Seok-woo. He picks her up and runs as a large group of zombies chases them through the train. Sang-ho urges his pregnant wife Seong-kyung to move quickly. When a zombie attacks a woman nearby, Seong-kyung pushes Sang-ho to help, but he's bitten during the struggle. Seok-woo runs into the next car while Sang-ho traps the zombie in a bathroom. He tells Seong-kyung to run, but more zombies arrive. In another car, passengers watch the chaos unfold on TV as others from the infected cars rush in. Seok-woo closes the door. Sang-ho manages to fight off a zombie, and both he and Seong-kyung make it inside. They close the door before the zombies get through. Seok-woo observes that the zombies don't know how to open doors. Seong-kyung covers the glass with paper, and the zombies lose interest. The conductor announces they won't stop at the next station. Yeon-suk uses the intercom to ask if the conductor knows what's happening, but the conductor says the order came from the control center. Seok-woo gets a call from his mother. She's worried and tells him to protect Soo-an. While still on the phone, she turns into a zombie. Seok-woo realizes what's happened but doesn't tell Soo-an. The train passes a station where people bang on the windows for help. Zombies attack and kill them. A government announcement plays, stating that violent riots have broken out in multiple cities with many casualties. Major districts have been shut down. Passengers check their phones and see videos of the attacks. The announcement continues, declaring a state of emergency and warning citizens not to trust misinformation. The official says safety is under control, despite scenes of cities burning. Passengers on the train block off the car doors and begin moving away from the infected areas. Soo-an tells her father that her mom's phone isn't working. Seok-woo sits her down and tries to call. In-gil offers Soo-an her seat and tells Yeon-gil to sit next to them. Sang-ho notices Seok-woo and Soo-an approaching and is still upset that Seok-woo previously shut the door on them. Seok-woo criticizes Soo-an for being selfless and tells her to prioritize her own safety. The conductor announces that the train will stop at a station secured by the military. Seok-woo overhears Yeon-suk on a call, asking which cities are still accessible, and realizes the city they're headed to isn't listed. He tells Soo-an to stay put and heads to another car to make a call. Sang-ho asks Soo-an about her father. When she says he's a fund manager, Sang-ho remarks that he's a leech. Soo-an agrees. Sung-kyung offers her candy and encourages her to touch her belly, letting her feel the baby kick. Seok-woo contacts a client for help. He learns that the city they're stopping at will place arrivals under quarantine. When Seok-woo mentions his daughter is with him, the client advises him to avoid the main square and go to the east square instead. He agrees to inform his team. Seok-woo spots the homeless man nearby, who overhears the conversation. The train arrives at the station, but no military is in sight. Yeon-suk pushes his way out first, followed by the others, including Seok-woo and Soo-an. The remaining members of the baseball team also exit the train, carrying bats. An attendant leads the conductor to check the infected car. Yeon-suk intercepts them and says Busan is still open. He suggests uncoupling the infected car, but the conductor says it's not possible. He agrees they should head straight to Busan, but insists on getting the passengers back on board first. Passengers move through the empty station. Seok-woo takes Soo-an into a restricted area, aiming for the east square. The homeless man follows, having heard Seok-woo's plan, and asks to join. Soo-an wants to warn the others, but Seok-woo refuses, upsetting her. As the rest of the group descends the escalator, Sang-ho senses something is wrong. At the same time, a figure appears at the end of the hallway where Seok-woo and Soo-an are. The homeless man runs after him. Seok-woo tells Soo-an to wait and follows. At the base of the escalator, the soldiers are revealed to be zombies. They attack the passengers. Sang-ho reacts quickly and leads his wife back up the stairs. Seok-woo receives a call from his client who says he can't contact his team. A zombie attacks the officer in the hallway. More zombies appear and kill him as the homeless man slips nearby. Seok-woo rushes back to Soo-an, who is nearly attacked by a zombie, but Sang-ho intervenes and saves her. Sung-kyung grabs Soo-an and runs. The baseball team holds the door open for them and closes it once they're inside. Seok-woo fights off a zombie until the homeless man helps him and runs to the door. Sang-ho opens it and holds it long enough for Seok-woo to enter. Together, they push the door shut and try to lock it. Sung-kyung approaches the train and sees passengers being overwhelmed by zombies on the platform. Passengers begin boarding from the opposite side. Zombies break through the station windows and fall onto the train. One lands on Yeon-gil, but is too damaged to attack. Seong-kyung and Soo-an take the other sister away while the zombie follows them. Yeon-gil is saved by an attendant and the cheerleader. They board the train just in time. Sung-kyung, Soo-an, and the sister enter a different car and let the homeless man in before zombies reach him. As zombies gather around the train, Yeon-suk urges the attendant to leave immediately. The cheerleader protests because her friends are still outside, but the attendant contacts the conductor and tells him to depart. Sang-ho finishes locking the door, but zombies break through the glass. As the group flees, they notice the train is moving and run toward it. Two baseball players are caught by zombies at the base of the stairs. The last one freezes, but Seok-woo gets him moving and they board the train. Sang-ho falls behind. Seok-woo tries to help, but Sang-ho grabs a baton and shield to defend them instead. He eventually makes it on board. The conductor contacts the control center and is told to proceed to Busan, but requests updates on communication with the station. Meanwhile, Sung-kyung and her group are trapped between two zombie-filled cars. She spots an open restroom and signals everyone inside. As she enters, a zombie attacks, and they struggle to hold the door as more zombies approach. Elsewhere, passengers reinforce the glass doors. The conductor announces that the train is heading directly to Busan. The cheerleader gets a call from the last baseball player, who tells her no one else made it. At the same time, Seok-woo tries calling his daughter and hears Sang-ho speaking to her on the other end. She informs Seok-woo that they're trapped in a toilet in car 13. The baseball player relays that the rest of the group is in car 15. The men prepare for a rescue. Sang-ho sets the formation. He takes the front. The boy stays in the middle, and Seok-woo covers the rear. They wait for the train to enter a tunnel before moving. As soon as they start, the zombies spot them. Sang-ho attacks with his bare hands, Seok-woo assists from the side, and the boy uses his bat. They fight through together. The next car is filled with zombified baseball players. The boy freezes. Sang-ho pushes him aside and takes on the zombies himself. Seok-woo grabs a bat and helps fight. They're overwhelmed and the boy can't move. When the train enters another tunnel, the zombies become disoriented. Seok-woo makes a sound with the bat, drawing them away so the group can slip past. The train exits the tunnel just as they get through the door, and the zombies charge again. They pause between cars. Seok-woo comes up with a plan to use their phones as distractions during the next tunnel. In the darkness, they enter the car, and Seok-woo throws Sang-hwa's phone to the back. He calls it, luring the zombies away, and they pass through safely. They reach the toilet, reuniting with the others. The baseball player finds another toilet nearby. When the train hits the next tunnel, he moves the group into it. Seok-woo calculates how long the tunnel will last, and the boy texts his girlfriend in car 15. She's relieved he's still alive and tells the others. Yeon-suk objects, warning they could be infected. The others agree with him. She asks the attendant to speak up, but he sides with Yeon-suk. When the train enters another tunnel, everyone exits the toilets. To avoid detection, they crawl through the overhead luggage racks. Seok-woo creates a distraction, and the group drops down and moves to the next car. The homeless man trips, and Seok-woo helps him. Both are delayed as the tunnel ends. Seok-woo times their run, but the homeless man steps on a soda can, alerting the zombies. They manage to get through the door, but a zombie gets stuck in it. Sang-hwa stays behind to hold it. The baseball player calls to his girlfriend, but the door ahead is locked. The people in car 15 have barricaded it and stop her from opening it. Seok-woo returns to assist Sang-hwa, while the boy tries to break through the door. Suddenly, Sang-hwa is bitten. They finally break down the door, and the baseball player tries to enter, but Yeon-suk blocks him. As others try to help, Jong-gil and the cheerleader fight them off from the inside. Song-kyung moves toward her husband, but he tells her to stay back and asks Seok-woo to take her. Sang-hwa says his goodbyes and stays behind. The door gives way, forcing Seok-woo and Song-kyung to leave. Sang-hwa holds off the zombies as long as he can. The group makes it inside. Seok-woo grabs his daughter and Song-kyung, but In-gil doesn't make it. He shuts the door and attacks Yeon-suk in anger. Yeon-suk accuses Seok-woo of being infected. The other passengers agree and demand they leave. The homeless man goes first. The cheerleader, unwilling to stay with the others, joins the baseball player. Seong-kyung and Soo-an follow, with Seok-woo behind. The others seal the vestibule. Jong-gil sees her sister, now a zombie, and opens the door. The zombies rush in and overrun the passengers in car 15. Meanwhile, the conductor tries to contact Busan, but receives no reply. He sees fires burning in the city. Seok-woo finally speaks to Soo-an, promising to take her to her mother for her birthday. Later, he gets a call from his assistant, who says Busan is the safest destination and reveals the virus originated from one of their companies. The train stops suddenly due to a blockade. The conductor announces he'll find another train to reach Busan. Yeon-suk and the attendant survive the attack. The conductor inspects a train but finds it full of zombies. He searches for another. Seok-woo tells the others they need to move. The conductor eventually finds an empty train and prepares it. Yeon-suk and the attendant are hiding in a toilet. Yeon-suk pushes the attendant into the zombies to save himself. A burning train car crashes into the area, separating the survivors. The baseball player gets the cheerleader into a train, but Yeon-suk enters and sacrifices her to escape, leaving the boy to fight off a zombie. He survives, but the cheerleader turns and bites him. Soo-an wakes Seok-woo. He, Song-kyung, and the homeless man are trapped under a wrecked train car. Yeon-suk runs toward the moving train. The conductor tries to help but is left behind. Seok-woo finds a way out. But the gap collapses as he turns back for the others. Zombies break through, and the homeless man holds them off. Seok-woo clears the gap again, and the women escape, leaving the man behind. They run after the moving train car. A swarm of zombies follows and clings to it. Seok-woo manages to knock them off. On board, they search for the conductor, but find Yeon Sang-ho, now partially turned. He opens the door and begins attacking. Seok-woo fights him, and Seong-kyung helps. Yeon Sang-ho bites Seok-woo, who then chains himself to the train and throws Yeon Sang-ho off. Realizing he's infected, Seok-woo brings Seong-kyung and Soo-an to the cabin, shows them how to stop the train, and says goodbye. Soo-an clings to him, but he frees himself and exits before turning. As he transforms, he remembers Soo-an's birth and jumps from the train. Seong-kyung and Soo-an stop when they reach another blockade. They continue on foot through debris and bodies, entering a dark tunnel. On the other side, soldiers prepare to shoot, unsure if they're infected. An order is given to fire, but Soo-an starts singing her recital piece. The soldiers recognize them as survivors and hold their fire.